And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it is the Warren JFK Eagle player profile brought to you by Bear Brothers, their family's heritage, your family's home. And today we are joined by the OG, the big dog, 74, Will Toth. What's going on, brother?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing not as well as you. Look at those jerseys. Like you got your own Hall of Fame hanging behind you, dude.
That's all my dad. I mean, if he could, I swear he could have a whole room dedicated to it, and he would sit in there every day. But he decided not to, and just made it his office.
I love it. I got to comment on the flow first, man. The flow is looking good coming out of that cap. You're starting to look like a hockey player instead of a
Thank you.
football player. I
Thanks.
dig it.
Thanks. It seems to be the theme this year with all the guys. So
I know
figure I'd
you
let it
guys are
grow out a
all
little bit.
getting that flow going. I just talked to Mikey, and he had to have a stocking cap on, but I could see he's starting to grow it out a little bit too.
Yeah, I almost put mine on, but I found this one lying around. So
I mean, I wish I had those problems. That I started looking like a hockey player. I'm starting to look more like an 8 ball on a billiards table. But let's get down to it, dude. Like let's talk about adversity. And nobody's faced more adversity than you have over your football career. The injuries that you faced, the stuff you've overcome on a regular level. Talk to me about the toll that's taken and why this year's so special to you.
well, I mean, I started off freshman year. I started where everybody else started on, scout. So started on scout defensive line, and um, coach just he liked me because I seemed to get in the way of a lot of the other guys, and me and a couple other guys we seemed to give a few other guys headaches, during practice. So they started to take a liking to us, and my freshman year we played. I believe it was Canton Central Catholic, and they had their starting right guard or right tackle, excuse me, was well over 350 pounds, and he was something over like 6'4", 6'5". He already had been committed to West Virginia, and their starting left guard wasn't very much far behind him. And they put me in that game. They had me prepared that week just solely based on just you're getting in there, you're supposed to plug a gap. I was just supposed to be a body, just sacrificial lamb. And, you know, I didn't have a problem with it. I was getting out on the field. I just love to get reps. And I mean, I coming from where the area that I'm from, out in the middle of nowhere, it's just, we don't have football at our local school. So I don't think with how much football I have in my family, some of the kids around here, they don't understand how important it is to me. And obviously, I've been playing contact football since I was 7 years old. It just being out there just meant everything to me. And warming up for that game, I got injured. I actually partially tore my LCL in my left knee, and I played the whole game.
Wow.
Uh, I missed one snap on defense right before the end of the second quarter. He took me out for one play, and that was it for the quarter and went in halftime. We ended up losing. I mean, it was a tough loss, but I mean, it made it even tougher that, um, you know, the following week we really didn't know what was going on with my knee. It was a weird time. I never had experienced something like that in football where I had to deal with, you know, going to doctor's office, figuring out, what's wrong with my knee. Well, is it just inflammation from a partial tear? Is it this? Could it be worse? So there was a lot of questions that I couldn't answer, and it really bothered me. And then we finally got in with an orthopedic surgeon, and he basically told me that I was done. He said, "You're done for the season. You'll be good. Start up off season. Hit it strong in the weight room. You know, rehab hard, build that knee back up. Hopefully, you'll be set even better off than you were at the beginning of this season, next season, and hopefully we can deal with these injuries." But I wasn't lucky enough for that because next season started on the offensive line, and I got two specially fitted braces, but even then, uh, I still dealt with um, a couple just not partial tears, but strains throughout the year. It's just, uh, you know, it's tough. It's hard coming back, even just from 2 week injury, being off for 2 weeks, not being able to play, watching guys go out for practice every day, and being like, you know, well, I didn't put in the work that week. That's one thing that we always focus on is putting in work. That Friday's our payday. That's how we get paid. Is Friday night's easy because we put in that work throughout the week. Our motto is always practice isn't supposed to be fun. Game nights is where it's supposed to be fun because it should come naturally to you by that point. You've had a whole week to prepare, and it's I've had a couple practice injuries, and honestly, sometimes to me those are even worse than game injuries because knowing that you're getting injured in practice, you're like, oh well, was it against a scout guy? Was it against one of the starters? Am I good for this week? And having to go through several different people just to get a single opinion is just it's always hard. And I mean, they say it's down to the players sometimes, and I've had decisions like that. I mean, I had several people recommend me that I didn't play in the Howland game last year, and I still played all 4 quarters of offense.
Talk to me
And
about
I was
the mental health
go ahead.
of that. You know what I mean? Like, is it tougher to get back physically, or is it tougher to overcome everything from a mental health standpoint and say, that you're not constantly wondering what if, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I think I dealt with that a lot my sophomore year. I was very doubtful of myself. I was in my head a lot, that constant what if really bothered me. And I think it really affected my performance, honestly. And honestly, I've had a couple of people tell me, and I myself, I can't pinpoint it, but junior year, something just clicked. I don't know what day. I couldn't tell you what day it was, but I woke up and I went to football practice with a different attitude. I was just like, I'm not just trying to grind through the practice to get done with practice. Oh, what time is it? Oh, well, we have, team offense, we only got like 25 minutes left, blah, blah, blah. It no longer became a mindset for that because with how much work that we put in the off season, doing some of the things out on the field made it that much easier, and doing things out on the field makes the games that much easier. And the adversity aspect of it, really, you stop focusing on it. And especially with last year, with how successful we were, you stop focusing on all of the different things that, you stop focusing about the future. You stop focusing about, what ifs, and you really focus in on what's going on, what is the present about us. We don't focus about all the different adversities we might, come against in an opponent. We focus on us, and I think that's one of the biggest things that's different about us is we are solely dependent and on us, our performance, everything. Our coaches like to tell us, and they probably say in the media too, but sometimes coaches make bad calls, players make bad plays, but it's when the players make good plays that they make coaches' bad calls look great.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of live by that mindset. Is we try to be the best out on the field every play. We say play like you're about to lose your position.
I love it. And you guys constantly do that. I mean, you are not a 70-player roster. Everybody knows that when they play Kennedy, it's small but mighty. But they also know that you guys didn't bring that tally you're supposed to throw in when you only have 11 players on a baseball field, or 26 or 27 kids on a roster on a football field. You guys aren't waving any white flags anytime soon that don't have a K on them. So what you're talking about, all that stuff, Will, is all called maturation. And you can tell that you've matured over your years. Now a senior, Talk to me about what it means to wear that K on the side of your helmet and why it's so important to you.
It's something that we talk about a lot, and uh, I really didn't get it at first, and I don't think anyone really does. It's not till after you, not only, like you said, you see that maturity, you see that growth of not only yourself, you see your teammates around you and the younger guys. I mean, you see that the way, even now, it shocks me the way that, some of these guys, like they look up to me in some way, and I'm just, I'm a person. Like, I don't, like, I know I probably looked at my seniors that way, but that's because I see no comparison between the seniors to the seniors I had my freshman year compared to myself. But, I feel like everyone says that, but the K really means to just go out there and to be selfless for the team. It's just like, it's that us mentality that I talked about before. It's like, you know, it's really, it's honestly, it's love. It's the way that we come together, the way that we connect with each other. Um, it's something that you can only find in something in a love, in a family, or in a very long lasting friendship. It's something that I couldn't ask for. I mean, you know,
That's
it's
awesome,
great.
man. That's a great answer. A great answer. And kind of going off that, you said something that stemmed my next question. You talked about the guys that were seniors when you were freshmen. Who have been the guys that really have taken you under their wing, no pun intended, Eagle, along the way?
I so I feel like with my senior class, my freshman year, we kind of had that senior freshman, that disconnect that you usually see. Is just like, it's the young guy. The young guys are always cleaning up the field. They're just the bodies out on the field. Um, but I don't feel that. I didn't feel that last year with how close we were. Even, I was, even with some of the freshmen, now sophomores. And um, honestly, it's just I would say, even in my friend group, guys like Eddie and Michael, I really look up to them, because it's just not only just their workout on the field, just the character, the type of person they are is amazing, and their work in the classroom as well is, it's unbelievable. I mean, they're probably the two smartest guys that I know. But I really looked up to the class ahead of us, the last year's seniors class. It's
Cam and that crew.
Yeah, because those were the older guys to me when I first got to Kennedy in 7th grade, and I started playing football with them in junior high. And we had our 10-0 season, and we all thought that we were cool or something, and we were all talking about, oh, when you guys are seniors and we're juniors, we're going to win a state championship. But obviously that didn't go how we wanted to.
That close, man. That close.
Yeah, we were that close.
But now you guys have an opportunity to carry that out for those guys that you made that promise to. Being in the playoffs, it's a different season. I talked to Mike about that, and you guys seem to turn it up. I mean, you're hunting goose eggs right now across the board, showing up to a 50-plus point win last week. You play a team that you know very, very well. You lost your freshman and sophomore years to this Cuyahoga Heights team. What is it that's out there for you? It's not a chip on your shoulder, but it's kind of a revenge tour this week.
Yeah, I would say that. And honestly, I felt like that our whole season is just like, it's just getting back at some of the old teams that we could never seem like, just we get real close, but we could never edge them out. Obviously, we weren't able to do that with Garrettsville, but hopefully tomorrow we'll have a different story for us. And honestly, it's just that revenge tour feel. It brings such an amazing amount of motivation, especially with guys in my class who lost to this team twice, and guys in the junior class who lost to them once. And of course, we all have either brothers or friends or just people we know that lost to them the year before. And it's really satisfying. It really is. I mean, our coaches tell us all the time, you will never have anything in your life that will ever come close to the sport. You're given a set number of snaps. You have 4 years to get as many snaps as you can. And after that, nothing is guaranteed. And even those 4 years, like I said, nothing's guaranteed.
Nothing.
So
Yeah, you're right.
just,
You guys had an interesting kind of ride because of COVID and things of that nature. So, nothing was guaranteed to your class and the two classes below you. So, all right, let's get off the field for a minute. I promised that I would ask some of these questions. Your mom means a lot to me and here at YSN because of the work that she does for us and with us. So I have to guess that mom and dad role models, they mean a lot to you.
of course, it's just, I mean, dad, obviously, with his high school football experience, he's always the nice sideline coach. When I get home, he always has comments for me, and I always have comments about myself. I'm never satisfied with my performance. Even, people tell me good job or stuff like that, and I'm still like, well, even against Monroeville last week, it's just I was still beating up on myself over a few plays, and he's usually there as a good voice of when to beat up and when not to beat up. And
Sure.
there's always a difference of opinion here and there, but we usually have we agree on quite a few things when it comes to the sport. And mom is it's weird because I mean, again, nobody else has their mom out there on the sidelines, like sneaking you looks and like
Pose.
trying not to get looked at. Like, yeah. Like, go stand next to Eddie. Go stand next to Michael. Like, yeah. So,
she's trying to get her snaps in too, right?
Of course, and it's she's always asking questions. She always wants to know about the sport. She always wants to figure out kind of what's going on, so she has an idea. And she's always, she always asks about the different players and always wants to know which one, who's this one, who's that one.
Let's put the brakes on. I want to twist this question up for you. All right, ready? What is the best trait that each of your parents gave to you?
The best trait. Oh. So from many different people that I've heard from, my dad was a very lovely dude back in his day, and some might even call him kind of a tough guy. So I would say that I would get my determination out on the field, that some of the toughness, maybe a little bit from him. But I can't even say that from him. Honestly, probably the best trait that he's given me is probably his intelligence. He is, despite his brute ways, sometimes he is a very smart man, and he doesn't like to think it sometimes, maybe, or maybe he thinks about it too much, but he's, but my mom, it's got to be my ability to talk to people. Yep. My mom has such an amazing gift to be able to communicate with people, especially with the business that she's in. It's just, it would not be possible without, the type of person that she is. And at that, I mean, I probably also get a little bit of my insomnia from her, from how much that she's always up at night. I'm very much so a night owl myself, but her ability to be able to connect with people in ways that I could never imagine has really influenced me how I approach people.
I love it, man. That's a great thing that you just gave your parents right there. They'll keep this forever, I'm sure. All right, so let's talk about what you want to do. What does Will Toth see himself doing next year? What does Will Toth see himself doing in 10 years? What do you want to do, man?
Well, it's a funny question. A lot of people seem to be asking me that now. A lot of people in the family, and I'm not really clear as to where I want to go, but I am certain I want to go to college. I want to be a stockbroker or a financial advisor. So I'm probably going to major in business administration with a minor in finance. I'm probably going to stay in the area, probably going to stay in Northeast Ohio for school, but I'm hoping to get out to the East Coast. Hopefully, my dream is New York. Obviously, everybody wants to be on Wall Street, but um, but yeah, to me, I got to make it through the football season first.
Bro, you just got a new
That's what I tell a
nickname.
lot of people.
Just got a new nickname as far as I'm concerned. You're now the Wolf.
What's
The Wolf of Wall Street, man. That's going to be you. I love it. Will, thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it, man. You're a great kid. You come from great parents, and obviously you've got a great teammates and a great team and a program that we love watching here on YSN. Thank you for all the joys that have been and those that are yet to come. I can't wait to follow you and see all the great things you're going to do over the next year, over the next 10 years. And hopefully we're there to follow you along the way, man. You're one of the best, and we appreciate you spending some time with us here tonight.
Thank you.